Dear younger self, after all these years, you've never given up. You've kept on striving to be different, to be an outsider from all the social codes that you're expected to live your life by. All those days in elementary school you spent talking to your teachers at recess instead of running around like a wild goose end up paying off.
But it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard,
You'll be able to communicate with people unlike you've ever been taught. And trust me, communication isn't easy. Those aspirations that you have to become the President of the United States are outlandish, but keep being a daydreamer. Eventually, some of those dreams are set to become true.
we keep this love in a photograph.
You're going to ask yourself a million times, how does a moment last forever? Physical moments won't last forever though, but the love that you can take away from those moments will be what you always remember. And that's how a moment can last forever. So yes, continue to live for those moments that you can't even put into words. And trust me, there's tons of them.
Holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone.
For some reason, you have this thing for blonde girls. The first one you end up dating will not be the person you end up marrying. Actually, she ends up dumping you 4 months after you start dating.
Loving can mend your soul.
But the people who are there to pick you up in that moment of unbelief and confusion are the people who have always been there. Whether you notice them or not, they're always a solid rock in your life, and one day your friendship could lead to something greater. In your life, you're going to encounter countless minor roadblocks, but just remember that these are minor. Do not ever let the snakes of this world distract you from the path that the Lord has ultimately planned for you. Never rebrand yourself just to fit in with others. Never stop being a daydreamer.
We made these memories for ourselves.
Every year you are almost guaranteed to lose a friend, but don't worry, you always will gain another. Not all of these friendships will be lost because of conflict. Most will be lost just because you grew apart, and trust me, that's okay. All of the years, money, and time you spend on sports are very much worth it. Spoiler alert, all those years in sports end up inspiring you and fueling your passions, giving you a reason to go to college to study sports management. All of the time you spend planning, thinking, and envisioning things will ultimately be what pushes you to become Lucas, in an organized, dependable, and mature leader. Always remember to be responsible, avoid perfectionism, and step outside of your comfort zone. But most importantly, be patient but persistent. Never stop being a daydreamer.
I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone. Wait for me to